I just learned everything with tennis. I suffered, I love it, I hate it. I understand that it's one of the best things that happened to me was tennis. When I was younger, for me, it was just professional. I want to be professional, I want to be professional, I want to be professional. I was super mad at myself, like, I struggled a lot. It's a lot of pressure. I wish I could have this mindset when I was younger, you know? A lot of people just burn out and don't want to play anymore. And my parents were my biggest sponsors. I am so thankful for them. Then when you get here, it's like a war inside the court. It's terrible because everyone cheat. That's the big difference about good players. And in my mind was always a privilege, you know. Sometimes I complain about waking up early. Man, just shut up and go, you know. I have the perfect life.
Welcome to the world of sports. My name is Louis Helm, and I'm a student and soccer player at Grandview University. Each week, I sit down with athletes and professionals from across the sports industry to talk about their careers and their paths into sports, but also their beliefs, values, and perspectives. My guest in episode 10 is Alecson Deschamps. Alecson is a tennis player at Grandview University. In our conversation, he shares his insane lifestyle as a teenage tennis player, how he deals with pressure on the court, and what influenced his decision to pursue a college career rather than a professional. We also speak about his upbringing in a German town in Brazil, as well as his plans for and his perspective on his future. Now, here's my conversation with Alecson Deschamps. Alecson, thank you for being here today.
Don't worry.
This is cool. I like to start with a similar question every time, and for you that question is, what does tennis mean to you?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say that means a lot. Like, I would put, God and family first place, and then tennis, probably. Also, there are my friends and all this stuff, but tennis means a lot. Like, I learned it so much with this sport and all the sports as well, but I just learned everything with tennis. I suffered, I love it, I hate it. It's a lot of emotions, but yeah, at my age now, I understand that it's one of the best things that happened to me was tennis.
In what way is it one of the best things that happened to you?
In the way that I grow so much playing tennis. Like every time that I step on the court, I learn something new. Every time. It's such a difficult sport, but at the end, even losing or winning, I learned something new.
Do you have an example, maybe even recently, when you're saying you learn something every time? What do you learn?
So not recently, but since I started, I would say that hard work pays off all the time. I saw a lot of guys of my age that started to play tennis before me, that they were way better when I started. They were so talented, and they were winning so easy against me. But I was always the guy that started a little bit late to play, like for competition. But I always were the guy that was working hard, at least when I was younger, but and paid it off, you know. I started playing so good when these guys that were talented didn't get there, you know. So that's I think that I learned most.
That hard work beats talent.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. How did you get into playing tennis in the first place?
I'm from Brazil. It's not that famous sport there, so I always played soccer. My whole life. I still play. I love to play soccer. My parents always, since I was, I don't know, 2 years old, they put in me to do sports. Like I did all the sports possible. And then when I was 10, my father started to playing tennis. And then after 3 months that he was doing lessons with uh, his professor, I asked him, can I do it as well? And then I start. And then was like, I was in love with the sport, you know? Even if I was playing sport my whole life, tennis hit me different, you know? That's why I started and I never stopped it. Never.
Do you have an idea what it is about tennis that makes you like it so much?
Um, like and hate, but it's individually. So the pressure is all on me. Now I understand that if I win, it's my fault. If I lose, it's my fault as well. Of course, there are a lot of things, but at the end, it's you that you are playing. It's you that step in the court and needs to do whatever to win. So that's what I think I like so much.
And you just mentioned already that it's all you and the pressure is basically just on you. Is that something you always really liked, or did you also struggle with that?
I struggle a lot, a lot. It's a lot of pressure. If you ask any tennis player, they will say, "Yeah, we had bad moments on court," because at some point you don't know what to do anymore. You know, and you cannot like you play soccer, right? You play with another 10 teammates, so maybe it's not your fault. But when you're playing, every point, like you're gonna play a lot of points. And every point is your fault if you win or you lose. Of course, the other player can play better than you, but you have to find a way to win.
Can we talk about a bit about the struggles that you had with that pressure?
Yeah, sure. So tennis, like when I played when I was younger, like before 10, all the sports that I played, I had some competition, but was not like hard competition. Tennis, since I started to play tournaments, like first regionals, then nationals, and then international. Um, but every guy that I played when was like for 14 years or 16 years, um, they started to play tennis when they were 4 years old. And I started like 1 year ago when, you know, then at that age, I couldn't understand why they were so better than me. I couldn't understand, I couldn't accept it that they were better and this kind of stuff. And also, at that age, I couldn't switch my mind to understand that sometimes the other guy will just be better than me, and that's it. I will lose this match, and tomorrow I have to wake up again and practice again and do whatever you can to win in the next tournament. You know?
Everything you're saying now about you back then obviously implies that there has been a shift in your head.
Yes, of course. I still struggle a lot. I'm already senior, so I understand more about the game now. Um, I understand how to hold my emotions, but I'm still struggling. Still struggling. The beginning of this season was not great. Not 100% physically, and I know I can do better. But sometimes I gonna wake up and I will not play my best. So I have to figure out how to win, even playing bad, if this makes sense.
Have there been coaches or other people that helped you realize that you're not going to win every match and that helped you accept the facts you're telling me now?
Yes. Basically, I never had, especially in Brazil, I never had a bad coach. All of them always tried to explain to me that everything will happen on their time. So Might not be my day now, might not be my year, but I have to practice, and maybe I get there. It's not even a certain thing. Is what they always told me. But when I was younger, I didn't want to wait. I want to win everything all the time. And they helped me a lot. I wish I could have this mindset when I was younger, But I also understand that it's impossible for a teenager to understand that lose sometimes is good for your future.
Did you ever think about stopping to play tennis?
Yes, I did, but not for long. I cannot get away from tennis. It is sometimes it's pretty tough. Like I had a lot of friends that played with me for years, and they couldn't anymore. Um, my brother, he played with me since I was young, and now he's not playing anymore. Like a lot of people just burn out and don't want to play anymore. But with me, I think my patience is a little bit bigger.
Is that a common thing amongst tennis players
It
that
is.
they born and burn out?
It is. Uh, it's pretty normal. Um, so I played national tournaments all the time, and like we start with 12, then with 10, then 12, then 14, 16, and 18, and every time in the next tournament, someone stop it, they cannot anymore, they don't want to play anymore, they just cannot step in the court anymore, and it happens with professionals as well. Nowadays, a lot of professionals are just like taking, I don't know, 3 months out or 1 month out just to relax their minds, because the pressure is all the time just on you, and sometimes it's difficult to you figure out what you have to do.
And that must be due to mental stuff, right?
Yes. It's not that famous a sport, tennis, but if you start to practicing and understand, you're gonna see that it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard physically. It's pretty hard mentally. Um, Everything together, I think, is the reason why this happens.
Yeah. Oh no, we like I'm whenever we play, Kuba and I, who obviously both can play a little bit but never had a level where we like actually can really play good. And for us it is right now that when we're just at practice hitting and it's actually going pretty well and we're like, oh damn, that's cool. But then even if there is nothing on the line and you're just playing, but you have to get that serve into the field and you have to hit the forehand into the field, and it's just like, especially when it's not completely dialed down, that's so tough for your head when there is that switch that now it has to go in. And I'm always wondering, especially in like those big moments in the game when you have to, I don't know, hold a serve to stay in the game, or have a match point against you. How do you get to a point where you can deal with those situations?
Now, with my age, I understand better that you have to be calm all the time. You have to understand that the pressure is not just on you. There is another guy thinking a million things on the match point, in favor, in the match point against, is all the time, or in the break point. He needs to think what he gonna do. So today I try to think, look, you're not the only guy that's nervous. The other guy needs to beat you. So I try to put this pressure away. It's pretty difficult. It doesn't work all the time. Sometimes I get too angry and then I don't understand what to do anymore, because when you get angry, like, your mind is just out of. So yeah, basically it's that.
Do you have any tools or anything you learned to get better at staying present in those moments and not losing your head?
So, we tennis players, we have a lot of routines that we try to make. Like, if you see Nadal, he has a lot of ticks. Like, he needs to touch almost all his body before serve. But this, okay, a lot of people say it's annoying, but this is something that he will never stop because he can focus doing that. Or myself, all my serves, I go and I do the same. All my returns, I go, I step on the court, and I try to focus on that. I put it the towel always in a right place where I feel comfortable. Um, all these kind of mini routines is something to you keep it your mind on the game all the time.
Yeah, that's interesting. I remember seeing Nadal also with his water bottles and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I sometimes feel like it's a little bit comparable in that sense to volleyball, that it's like you play so many points, and after every point, you just have to go again, and you just have to completely reset basically after every point. And I can see so much how mentally exhausting that must be.
yes. So most likely, every the rule of tennis, you have like 28 seconds after every point. Um, you can do shorter or maximum 28. But imagine you play a point of 1 minute and you lost. You have 28 seconds to maybe get in your towel, dry a little bit. Then, okay, what can I do now? What my player is doing great. His forehand is better. His backhand is better. Should I do a slice? Should I go to the net? Should I play higher balls? It's all of these in your mind, and you have to decide it. You have to decide it. Okay, I lost this point. Where I gonna serve now? Okay, I'm returning. Where the guy will serve? What can I do? It's a lot of things coming, and um, you just have 28 seconds to decide it. And it's what like it as well, but it's tough. Not gonna lie.
I want to come back to you starting playing tennis. You said you started pretty late, but were you just really good from the beginning then?
No, I started late for who wants to compete, for who wants to be a professional. I started play like 10, 11. But my whole life I play sports. My whole life, like my father loves sports, so of course I go to his way. My mom doesn't like that much, but she always was there for me. I started to play. I played my first tournament. I said, okay, I want to keep playing. I want to keep playing. And then in the beginning, of course, I had some like lessons once or twice per week. And then when I turned, I think 13, I decided, okay, this is the sport that I want. Then I quit soccer. I quit, I don't know, swimming. I think I was doing. I quit basically everything that I was doing, and I started to practice every day in the afternoons. In the morning, I was going to school. Um, but to be a professional might be late, but it's never impossible.
And how did it pick up from once you started practicing every day? How does that look like? How can I imagine it? Because I have no idea about how it is in tennis.
Okay, you're gonna tell me my routine back in the days. So with 13, I started to practice every day in the afternoon, and then, but as I started late, I thought was not enough. You know, I was getting there. I was getting the level of the other boys, but I still wanted more. Look, I want to be professional. I want to get there. So with with 15 or 16, something like that, I start to studying in distance, and then studying distance, I start to practice in the morning, and in the afternoon. So I start to do my workout at 8 to 9, 9:30. I went to court and practice until noon, and then noon I have my lunch. At 2 I go back to work out again, physically part, till 3, 3 to 5, court again. So every day like this for basically 3 years.
And how was it with school?
Was in distance. So
Okay.
basically online.
Yeah.
Not studying at all. But it's something that a lot of tennis players do because most likely you have to practice the whole day.
Yeah.
And in Brazil, not every place you have like schools at night, and would be too much as well. It was a decision that I had to make, and I don't regret it. But it was pretty tough, my routine.
That sounds insane.
Yeah,
Like that's a hell lot of practice.
yeah, it is. But if you see, most of the professionals do that. It's the part that no one sees, but they do even more. You know?
Already when they grow up to even get there.
Yeah,
And you did it for 3 years, you said?
3 years in a row doing that every day, and then okay, Monday to Friday I practice, and then most likely every weekend tournaments, or we have a lot of tournaments that is during the week. We spend the whole week in the tournaments, and unfortunately, when I was 16, it started the COVID, so I spent 1 year just practicing without tournaments. What is pretty tough was pretty tough because imagine you have a goal for a tournament. It's good because you practice every day to have a goal. And with the COVID, we didn't know when the tournaments would be back. You were practicing, you were in good shape, you were feeling good, and then you just are practicing to the next month, practicing more and more. So on the COVID, I had like a pretty good moment practicing. I was feeling great, ready to play tournaments, but I didn't have the tournaments. That was a pretty tough part of the COVID.
What made you stick to keep practicing without that goal?
Um, was tough. At that time I thought like, okay, what I'm doing, but um, it's my passion. I like to do that. Of course, you get super tired, but also without tennis, I didn't have nothing else to do. At least it was what I was in my mind. But um, yeah, I was just thinking, okay, the tournaments will come, the tournaments will come, the tournaments will come, and
And the tournaments, where did you play those tournaments? Was it regionally, nationally, internationally?
so I played all of kinds. I started regionally, and then when I was younger, I was playing just regionally. Then when I was 14, I played my first national tournament and first international as well. Um, and then through 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I played like a lot of nationals and international tournaments. Um, yeah, that's it.
How were those experiences?
Was pretty good. I think I love it to be in the tournament because uh, we see a lot of friends that we just see on the tour. So I use it to love it. I used to practice with different people, so I always felt good in tournaments. Even though some matches I struggle a lot, but the um, the tournament in overall was nice. Usually I see a lot of friends, different coaches, um, good matches as well. I love to watch tennis as well, so it was pretty good.
How was it organized for you financially? Like everything around those tournaments, traveling there and staying there, was that something you had to take care of yourself?
So tennis is a very expensive sport. Um, uh, my parents had a good conditioning, like financially, but even though was everything too expensive because imagine I have to 4 tournaments in a month, and every tournament is in a different state. So I need hotel, I need um, the transportation to there, I need to pay the tournament as well. I have to pay for my rackets, I have to pay for my strings, for my shoes that break all the time, for my clothes. And my parents were my biggest sponsors all the time. I am so thankful for them. I had some other sponsorships like of when I was younger of rackets of um, some with some money as well, but I never got a good sponsor, you know. But most likely were my parents paying everything.
So that probably rules out some people then too who are not able to afford the competition, I would imagine.
Yes, I mean when I was younger, my parents paid everything, but I was getting older with 17 and then 18, and then I had to decide it. Okay, am I gonna play professional? Because okay, I'm playing in Brazil. I play most of the tournaments in this like in Brazil, but then when you get professional, you have to go all around the world. And if you don't have a sponsor, who gonna pay? You is how it works. So it's too expensive. That's why I didn't even try to play professional tournaments. I played some in Brazil, but I had decided no, okay, I will go college because basically you have to spend I don't know $2,000 every week just to travel, and then you have to pay your coach. Then you have to pay probably a doctor as well, your rackets and this kind of stuff. If you are good, probably you're gonna get a sponsorship from I don't know from rackets from, but this is on tennis. Unfortunately, is like just if you are 300, 400 for the world. So
Yeah.
it's pretty tough.
With all the sports where there is a high cost to maintain it and to play it, I feel like you have those players at the top who don't have any monetary problems in that sense.
Yeah.
But after that, it is pretty hard to maintain. You mentioned that you decided to then choose college over trying to play professionally. Is that possibility of playing at college something that was present in your mind very early on already, or how were you even aware of that being a possibility for you?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends from Brazil here that play other sports, and they tell me usually, I had this opportunity and I went to United States. On tennis, most likely a lot of agencies are on the tour of the national tennis, and they are always talking with you since you are 14. They start saying to you, look, there is this way to go. If you don't want to go to professional, you can get a good scholarship, you can play for a team, you can get a degree in the United States. So these were always in my mind, you know, all the time. There was someone saying that to me. My father always liked the idea of me going to the United States. When I was younger, for me, it was just professional. I want to be professional. I want to be professional. I want to be professional. But there was like, okay, if I cannot be professional, I might go there. And on tennis, a lot of people know about the this. Basically, there are two ways for most of the people that play tennis competitive in Brazil: go to college or professional.
Was that decision to go to college and not try to play professional easy for you?
No, not at all. Um, I knew it that professional would be so difficult because the level is too high, would be so expensive. Even though my family had a conditioning to maybe support me, it would be something crazy. Um, okay, if they gonna support me and I gonna get there, and if I don't get it, what I gonna do when I am, I don't know, 30 years old? Like, you know. So then it changed a little bit my mind. I took it off the part of professional, and I was okay. Am I gonna go to college or I gonna stay in Brazil? And at the end, I couldn't be away from tennis, so I decided to go to college because I can play and study at the same time. What is something that you cannot do in Brazil?
How has your relationship changed to tennis once you stopped playing in Brazil and started playing at college?
I thought would be a little bit different. That I wouldn't have this pressure on me, this kind of stuff. Uh, but all the time, I try to give my 100% playing tennis. I thought, okay, I will go chill now, but no. All the time when I get in the season, I practice at my maximum. I try to convince my teammates to play as better as we can, to do everything that we can, um, and also show me something totally different of my whole life because on college tennis you play for a team, so was I wasn't playing just for me anymore. So all the time I gave my 100%.
How is it different to play on a team in tennis?
So uh, it is bad, but it is good as well because if I lose, we can still win the the match. But if I win, we still can lose. It's pretty tough because all my life, okay, I lose, I will go back home because I don't have nothing else to do in the tournament. But here, no, here I still can. Okay, I lost my match. What am I gonna do now? I'm gonna support my friends. I'm gonna support my teammates. Um, I'm gonna try everything to win against the other university. It's pretty cool.
Does it add another layer of pressure now that you're playing on a team and you have to win for your team and not just for yourself?
Yes, it is. I put it because I remember when I was sophomore, the captain of my team was his last match. So if you win, you're gonna have another match, and if not, it would be the last one of his career, his college career. And that match felt so much pressure. I said, "Oh my god, I want him to play more. I want him to have these opportunities to play more." And also, this is a specifically situation, but all the time, I feel like, look, I want to win for my teammates as well. Because you probably know that we get really close to our teammates here in the United States. So yeah.
If we want to stay at that specific situation with your teammate who had potentially his last match, um, how did you deal with that situation?
I try to put it in a good way. Like, look, let's now not give you 100%. Let's give you 110, 120. But didn't work. In this specifically match, like I was cheating myself. I was at the end. I lost. I lost, and we lost the confront, and it was pretty sad because had a speech with us later. He just thanks for all of us. I was super mad at myself, like, what the fuck, what you did, you know? But at the end, I knew it that could be something good and could be something bad. At that point was something bad, like I played worst, but it happens, you know.
Did you learn anything specific out of it?
Uh, no, no. I is all the time we will have something like this, you know. Every tournament there is a different situation that might be good for you, might be bad.
When you came to the United States, which was your first school and why did you choose that one?
So I was struggling a lot to come because I was all the time thinking just professional, professional, professional. So, and then I decided, okay, I will go to college. But I spent, what, 4 years without studying. My English was not good. I had to do some exams like SAT, TOEFL, Duolingo. Um, we have a grade on tennis that UTR, that my UTR was good, but even though it was good, I needed the the grades, you know. So I did all the exams, and I received some offers. But the one that I chose was Missouri Valley. That's in the same conference as us now. The coach um, said a lot of good things from the school. That he was a new coach, so he was really focused on tennis. That's what interested me a lot. So that's why I choose there. And I don't know if it was a good choice, but I don't regret it.
Why do not know?
Um, no, actually, it was a good decision. Yes, was a good decision. The only bad decision I think was not start to studying before, to organize myself to this. You know, okay, I wanted to be professional, but I think in life you should have a plan B for everything. You know, and I didn't have at that time.
So it seems like you then struggled a little bit to settling in with life in the United States.
Actually, no. Um, I struggled to come, but
Okay.
here, all the time for me was pretty good. I never had a problem to be away from my parents. Even in Brazil, I was living alone already. I like it. Even if I am really close to my parents, I really like to be alone as well. Love to spend time with my friends. So here we have friends all the time. Um, so yeah, here in the United States, I cannot complain. And in my mind was always a privilege, you know. It was really good.
That's a good way of thinking about it because it really is a privilege. And I, yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's obviously also a lot of hard work that puts you in a position that you can do it. But at the same time, not everybody gets the chance. So you spent 3 years at Missouri Valley.
Yes.
What made you change schools?
Um, we had some problems with like the tennis team and this kind of stuff. Also, I was like a good player there. I was all conference the 3 seasons that I played there. They never increased my scholarship and some stuff like this. That's why I changed it, and I really like it. Grandview, like especially the city and the campus. And then when I got here, everyone was friendly with me. Um, I had good opportunities here, so that's why.
Why did you choose to come to Grandview though? Because I'm assuming if you get all conference and stuff like that, you also have other options.
Yeah. So I had a friend here already, Andre, that he plays on volleyball. He always tell me some always good things about Grandview. Also, I knew the coach from here from tennis. He told me what he was thinking, like about the program. He was trying to get a new program. Um, I also was a little bit lazy I'm gonna be honest. I was lazy to find another school and this kind of stuff. So was easy for me to come here and was already a good place. So I didn't struggle a lot to find another. Like I had a good opportunity here, good scholarship. I came.
And how do you like it here?
I really like it, to be honest. The city that I was before was like 10,000 people, and here is a capital. We have things to do outside of the school, what is pretty good for me. The dorms are way better than my other school. The people are more friendly, especially with international. My other school, we had a lot of internationals, and here we have a lot, but it's different because I have the opportunity to have American friends as well, and there I simply didn't have it. Um, and yeah, I really like the school, the classes, everything.
Keeping on the theme of college tennis, I have this one thing I need some insights on, and that is refereeing at college tennis, or more specifically, the fact that you basically referee your own games, that you make the calls of in and out, and to me, it's just the most absurd thing ever.
I totally agree with you. We play NIA, so we are not the biggest one. So any NCAA Division One and Division Two, most of the matches will have a ref, um, especially if it's conference and this kind of stuff. We have on our conference, like on our conference tournament, we have referees, but most of the matches we don't have it. It's terrible because everyone cheat. Unfortunately, is like the tennis is no win by being like a gentleman sport, and here is totally different. Totally different. It's like a war every game. Everyone's screaming, everyone's cheating, um, and it is absurd. But it's what we have. We have to do what we can. Of course, we can ask our coaches. Look, this guy is cheating on me. So can you stay on the court, or ask to the other court to stay in the court as well to check the marks, and then the things get a little bit better, little bit, but it is tough, pretty tough.
Yeah, we had the funniest thing ever when we were practicing at Drake, and we were a little early, and there was still Drake, I think, playing Marquette. I don't know what it exactly was, but they also didn't have refs on every court. And there was just that one guy, and he got so mad because, I mean, they were both cheating all the time. Like, it was so obvious. We were just watching it. And then at some point, he called a point, and it was obviously a wrong call. And then his coach stepped in and overruled his call because it was a wrong call. And then he got so mad at his coach, and he was like, "My own coach is calling against me." And we were just standing there, and we were thinking, how is that possible? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It happens often, pretty often.
Yeah, we were also thinking, like, we should maybe just go to tennis games at college, because it's just, you just see people raging the whole time, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's a crazy scene, and we're standing there and thinking, hey, how does that make sense? I guess that was a pretty hard switch to accept that it is like that when you're coming from your background and you usually have refs, I'm guessing.
Yes. So most of the tournaments we don't have like ref for every court, even in Brazil, because the tournament cannot pay for ref every court. In the bigger tournaments, yes, you have, but in Brazil we play more on clay, so there is a mark every ball, so you can see
Uh-huh.
where your ball went. Here in US, we just play hard courts, so you have to trust the other guy, and it's too fast. Some guys, even in college, serve 200 kilometers per hour, and then the ball went like this on the line. If I call out, what can I do? What can I do? But yes, it was a tough.
Adjustment.
Yeah.
What is interesting, you said that tennis is usually such a gentleman's sport. Is that a big difference you see when you compare to how you play how tennis is played in Brazil and how it is played here?
No, because okay, in Brazil, or like in South America, we all playing clay is a little bit slower, so the guys run a lot as well. And then you play against Argentinians, not being racist and nothing, but they have a love for compete that is something different. They do everything that they can to win. Okay, and they gonna scream. They gonna if there is no ref, they gonna shit on you. They gonna scream on your face, and then let's say that you go to Switzerland that plays Roger Federer. If you see him play, like he just moving there, looks like he's flying. Um, he doesn't argue with no one. He just like he scream to himself. It's totally different. So I was a little bit used to, but then when you get here, it's just other word. It's like a war inside the court, stuff.
And how are you in that war? Because to me, you seem like you're more like the Roger Federer type of guy.
He's my idol, so yes. But I like this competition. I like to scream to my team. I like to scream like "Go Vikes!" and every one of my team scream "Go Vikes!" as well. It's a fun part. When it's still respectful, When it start to getting disrespectful, that happens often. I don't like it, but I have my teammates that love this. I have some teammates that they want to scream in the face of the other guy. And for me, I don't understand is how I learned tennis can be a little bit different, but I respect. I respect. If because for him, like my friend, he's not doing something wrong. I tell him, look, that's not great, but um, I know that he's doing this to win. To He's not trying to be disrespectful. He's just trying to win.
I feel like it is easy to get distracted by that, even if you're doing it yourself. Do you think so?
That's the big difference about good players. They don't give a shit about that. Like if the other guy wants to scream or this kind of stuff, let him do it. I gonna win. I gonna do. Me telling that now I feel so good, but I am not the guy that don't get distracted. I get really distracted with the other guy screaming and this kind of stuff. But I know that the best players are the guys that just worry about themselves.
What is so hard about it for you to to try and like not get distracted?
I think it's something personal. Like all my life, I didn't like the other guy screaming and this kind of stuff. I understand that this is a bullshit in my mind because the other guy wants to win the same way as me. Um, so outside of the court, I can say that, but when I get there, I say, why this guy is screaming? He didn't even win a good point. He just won a normal point. Why he's screaming? And no, but he's just focused on their game. Like I should worry about other things, not about what he's screaming. Learn about that. I should be there and be this in the court. But I'm not this guy on the court.
But I feel like the first step of getting there is to
Accept
realize it
right?
and understand it outside, and then you might be able to get there. Because I kind of resonate with that, because I also had it a lot of last season with stuff in my head where I was thinking outside of the field. Yeah, like this is a stupid thought, and this doesn't help your game, and that doesn't help your game. And then you get back on the court, and just the old habits come in, and it's just like it's away. But by trying to like get it away and trying to be that person you want to be, I feel like step by step you can try and
I
get
would say that's a long process,
Oh, yeah.
like going in steps. Like when I was younger, the first time that he screaming, "Let's go," I was like already, "Oh, shut up!" But now he can scream twice. I'm joking.
Only the third time. Yeah. This is a very big step back now, but I want to briefly transition out of tennis, because I saw that you grew up in Blumenau,
Yes, Blumenau,
a German
a German city.
a German city.
Yeah,
That's
German
crazy.
city. Yeah.
Yeah, how was that? Like, I'm obviously focusing a little bit on the German part, makes
Yeah.
sense, but is it actually connected to Germany, or how does it work?
It is pretty connected. I really like it. Where I live in the south of Brazil. Where I live is like the European part. So the city that I live is Blumenau. We have the second biggest Oktoberfest in the world. You know what is the Oktoberfest, right? So um, the biggest one, of course, is in Germany. But
That's funny. Fun fact. That's where I'm from. Like, I live in the city where the Oktoberfest is. That's like
uh,
the 2 weeks of complete degeneracy for me.
yeah, in Brazil it's almost 1 month, and yeah, so we live in this like in October. It happens in October as well, or no?
It starts in September.
In
but
September, yeah, or it happens on October. So the whole year our city's chill and this kind of stuff, and then this month, like 1 million people come to my city. We have like a lot of events. We have a lot of beer.
Yes.
My city is the capital of beer in Brazil, so German fault. But yeah, I really like it. I really like it. Our culture is a little bit different from the other states and other cities, but it's something that I like it, to be honest.
Why?
um, I really like my country. Don't get me wrong, but I am not this. In Brazil, everyone's too close to everyone. Everyone likes to say everything to everybody, um, hug, kiss all the time, and this kind of stuff. I am more. I like this part as well, but I need my moments. We are a little bit more cold, I would say. Um, yeah.
Oh, so really a bit more like German.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Europe?
Yes. Not in Germany, but I have been in France, Switzerland, Spain, and yeah, that's
Would
it.
you say your part of Brazil where you live is a little bit more comparable to Europe than other parts, or not really?
Yeah, you're gonna see that it's pretty similar to German, some houses and this kind of stuff. Of course, I have been in Spain, that is totally different as well. France as well, Switzerland a little bit more similar. But yeah, where I live, it's a little bit different than the rest of Brazil.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I just saw that name and I was like, damn, that sounds familiar. Then I looked it up and then I saw a German city. What?
Yeah. A lot of people speak German there.
Oh, damn.
I do not, but
Need to visit you then there.
yeah, you should.
Moving from the past to the future again, you're graduating next spring, right?
Yes.
So you still have a good amount of time left. Do you already know, though, what you want to do after you're done with your school?
What a question, huh? Everyone want to know what they're gonna do. No, I don't. I don't. So tennis. Am I able to just put in my rackets away? I don't know. I have my parents have a company back home, so should I go and work with them? Should I study more? Should I go somewhere else? I don't know, but I am happy about it because I have the opportunity to do a lot of things. So um, it's good that I still don't know, but I have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that's cool. I feel quite similar with that, to be honest. I also don't have that set plan, but it's just either way, if you end up staying, if you end up moving somewhere else, there is 100% cool opportunities ahead. Is it a wish or a desire for you, though, to stay in the United States? Is that something you consider?
Yes, especially because in Brazil now economically is not good. I hated the president there. I hated the politics there. Should change, and I hope that will change. But yeah, in the U.S. is everything more organized? Is everything here? What the biggest difference that I see is that if you do a hard work, you're gonna get the things. In Brazil, unfortunately, it's not like this. I know that you live in Europe is more similar as the US, but in Brazil, we have to change a lot of things.
Does Europe excite you in a way of living there?
Yes, mm, I would. I have been there. Like last summer, I spent almost the whole summer there. I speak English, I speak Portuguese, I speak Spanish, so that would be not a problem. Um, of course, I never had a problem like to live away from my culture and this kind of stuff. The U.S. was fine. There might be not fine, but I would consider there Australia, China,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Oh, that's interesting. Right now, it seems like you having that outlook of you don't really know what you're gonna do, but there is definitely a lot of cool things coming up. Did you at some point struggle with the uncertainty of not knowing exactly what you're gonna do after school?
Oh yes, I had. I wish like I am happy that I have a lot of opportunities, but I wish I have a choice already, but I don't. So it's difficult because, of course, we wanna be happy, but I am a business guy as well. I want to have money. I want to build my future. A lot of people say I just wanna be happy. Well, no, I want to build a future for me, for a future family that I will have. I think on this stuff as well. A lot of people say to me, you should be more worried to just be happy. No, for me, it's not how it works. I respect people that do that, but also I am already 23. Already, I'm still young, but I want to start building something.
Do you not think that if you do something that makes you happy, the money will come?
I think so. So that's why I still thinking to maybe stay on tennis, not as a player, but maybe as a coach. I love to coach, uh, or stay connected to sports. I always have been a sports guy, you know. Um, Even if I am doing business administration as a major, I always thought, look, should I do sport management because I am a sports guy. Like I love sports. I love to spend time watching any sports. Like now we had the Winter Olympics. Even if we don't have snow in Brazil, I was watching. I love any kind of sport, you know. So yeah, answer your question, probably doing something that would make me happy and getting money would be something amazing.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I also feel like there is a beauty in accepting that you don't know yet what you're gonna do, but you have that belief that something is gonna happen for you, you know? And
Yeah.
you still have time, so that's chill. I have a question I always like to ask at the end of every episode, and it is funny because I feel like with some answers you kind of stepped into that already, but I'm asking it anyways. And the question goes like this: it is when you take all that you've learned in tennis, in life, living abroad, everything that just helped you become the person you are today. If you could tell your younger self, starting out, maybe take even your age around when you started tennis, something like that when you were younger, what piece of wisdom would you love to give the younger Alecson?
So being honest, after everything that I lived, I'm not that yet, that old, but I would say to him that he's just privileged to do all the stuff that he does, and keep dreaming. You know, keep dreaming. Of course, I would say some stuff that he could do different, but he's in such a special place that I feel so lucky that I had everything when I was younger. I still have everything that I needed. Support my family, everything. So the only thing that I would say is enjoy, respect everyone, and don't change much things. Of course, try to be professional, not like me, but maybe in another life. That's it.
This part, what you're saying now, being grateful about how your upbringing was and the opportunities you had in life, is that something you have to remind yourself of often?
Yes. So a lot of people disagree with me on that. Like, I see a lot of people like having burnouts now, complaining about so many things, um, and most of the people that I see doing that, they have a good life. You know, if you start searching or looking around the world, you're gonna see that a lot of people have real problems. You know, imagine like I'm gonna go far, but imagine you don't know what you're gonna eat tomorrow. Like you don't know if you're gonna eat or no. This is a real problem. I am such a lucky guy, you know. That's why I try to remember me all the time. Like sometimes I complain about waking up early. Man, just shut up and go, you know. I have the perfect life. Some problems will come, but that's the life. That's the beauty part of it, you know.
Yeah, that's powerful. I, yeah, I like to remind myself of that too, and I sometimes struggle with it. But if you can have that lookout, I feel like it makes your baseline so much more grateful and happy already if you keep on reminding yourself that that is the case for pretty much everyone surrounding us, to be honest.
Yeah.
So keep remembering that is definitely some good advice.
Yes, it is. And keep it remembering, but don't be stuck on it. Okay, I am grateful, so I don't have to achieve nothing else. No, go for it. Go for it. Okay, don't be like, okay, I already have a good life. I don't want. No, go for it. Go for it. I'm just saying that you have to be grateful for everything, especially around us. Like, I don't see any person that has big problems.
When I asked you to do the podcast, was there any question you thought I was going to ask you today that I didn't ask you?
I don't think a specific question. I think we talk a lot about tennis. That is something good. No, I think, yeah, I really like it.
Okay. I was just, sometimes maybe the guy from soccer asks you to record a podcast. Maybe you have some expectations and then it's different.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Are you going to
asking.
ask which team I support in Brazil?
What team do you support in Brazil?
Flamengo, the biggest
Flamengo.
one. Yeah.
The team that Leleo played for.
Yeah, Leo played
And-
for, and
Yeah.
we just won Libertadores last year, so.
Flakes. No. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
That was really cool. And I learned some stuff about tennis and about how people view tennis or how you view tennis. And that's been really cool. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The World of Sports. I hope this conversation sparked your interest in sports and the people behind it. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with a friend and leave me some feedback in the comments. Once again, thanks for joining me in the world of sports.